we have a special SportsBeat KC podcast for you. In a remarkable set of announcements, the NCAA and Big 12 said no spectators would be allowed to attend its men's and women's tournament games this year because of the coronavirus. Wow. The Big 12 ban begins on Thursday. That's the second day of the men's event at Sprint Center and the first day of the women at Municipal Auditorium. More than 650,000 fans attended last year's men's NCAA tournament, including 72,000 for the championship game. This year, when the event starts in Dayton, Ohio next week for the opening rounds, only team personnel, some family members, and building staff will be allowed in. The NCAA is looking into finding smaller buildings for the Final Four, which is set for Atlanta, and the regional finals. As for the Big 12, the school will receive 125 tickets to distribute to family members. Kansas's Bill Self coaches the best team in college basketball. He had heard about the NCAA's decision only minutes before he met reporters at the Big 12 tournament the day before his first game. This topic took up nearly all of his time, and we're presenting it to you in its entirety on this bonus edition of SportsBeat KC, the Kansas City Star's daily sports podcast. It's Wednesday, March 11th. After Self, you'll hear from Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlsby, who explained why his conference tournaments were limiting spectators. So here we go with Bill Self. You won't be able to hear all the questions, but I think you'll understand what Bill Self was asked by his responses.
How you address what would be a very big change.
Well, we've had all of 5 to 7 minutes to think about it. So the thing I told him, it sucks. But it doesn't just stink for us. It stinks for everybody that wants to go be entertained at a concert or anywhere. It stinks for the market. It's certainly sporting events, schools moving forward, and whether or not you're going to even be able to have school on campus and not do everything online, and to far bigger than just men's basketball. But certainly it's sad, and it's sad for the fans. It's sad for players because you dream of playing in a situation where you're playing for the highest stakes on the brightest stage, and certainly it's hard to imagine that being the case if nobody's there in person to see it. But I told our guys, why did we all start loving this game, and why did we start playing it? Did we do it because we wanted other people to watch us? Or we do it because we actually loved it, and we need to get back to our roots, our child roots, in which you got turned up to play if you're playing shirts and skins in the park, and I'm sure the games will still be highly competitive. It'll be different. It'll have a different feel, but the kids will still play like there's no tomorrow, which there is in a one and done situation. So it'll be different, but they'll make the most of it. We all make the most of it, and still enjoy the process and actually participating.
Coach, you're starting to see.
Excuse me.
What can you control in light of these fluid developments?
I think we can control our attitudes. I think we can control if we're going to view this as a negative or a positive, or we're going to be mature and say, well, this is life. I mean, there's a bigger reason than us on why this is actually happening. I think that there's some other things that I haven't thought through it enough to know is, does this impact rest? Does this impact a way to what do you got to do to get guys as juiced to play, even though you don't think you would have to? But there's some NCAA tournament games. You play that noon game in the first round on Thursday or Friday, and you look up there and there's 3,000 or 5,000 people in the stands for that before the other fans have a chance to get there and everything. And sometimes that's a little bit of a letdown, even to people in attendance, because you want to go be part of the high energy situation, and now that is going to be totally diminished even at that level. So I think maturity and playing for the love of the game would be the things that I think that we should try to talk about and be try to control as much as anything.
Talking about a little bit of perspective and the positives there, you're seeing lacrosse seasons be canceled completely, and obviously what happened with the Ivy League tournament, is it kind of just a blessing and to take stock of that you guys are even playing right now?
Well, you know what? Even in the Ivy League, if I'm not mistaken, they've canceled all spring sports for the rest of the semester. So to think that that's already going on, and so think of a person playing a spring sport that's a senior. They just competed. They last year was the last competition they competed in. I mean, and it means a lot to these kids and people, or they wouldn't have sacrificed so much over the years to put themselves in that same position. And many of them are not on scholarship that are doing it, especially in the Ivy League. So yeah, it's the positive that will come out of it, hopefully, is that it will reduce the risk of spreading and people coming in contact with the virus, which hopefully will impact our society in a less negative way. I don't think you can impact it in a positive way, but certainly less negative. I mean, during our bad years, it's not that, if we have no chance to have a great year in whatever we're doing, let's just do whatever we can to minimize the bad. And hopefully this is one of those situations that can occur. I would probably say no. I wouldn't change it because there's a lot of reasons why you would pick a site that may not be logical if you just first look at it. But the way I don't know, but I would probably say we'd probably still do the same thing. Sure. That means in order to play in a smaller venue, you'd have to at least get to the second weekend if you're in Indy, and then you'd have to get to the third weekend if you're not. So I think that whoever is playing in Houston, that they say we're going to move this to a smaller venue, I think the 4 teams that are still playing will be okay with that.
Coach, have they told you anything about this tournament? At this
No.
point that they've said that there's going to be fans tonight, have they said anything to you about possibility of being empty tomorrow?
No, I you guys have been here all day. We just came over from UMKC and walked in around 3:10, and so I don't have any idea what is being said, other than the fact that whatever is done will be supported for us, because we have to trust people making those decisions are far and know more so than we are.
What about the Big 12 tournament? You guys have already won the Big 12 championship, and I know you've always been big on just wanting to win everything every time you're out there. But whether you have fans in the stands for this event or not, is this something that's still important as a springboard into March Madness?
I don't know that I've ever put as much stock on this tournament as I have the regular season, because whoever wins our regular season is the automatic bid winner. I mean, you're going to be in the NCAA tournament. So what I hope that this week does for us is put us in a place from a confidence level, from a motivation level, from a health level that gives us the best chance to be our best next week. And I've always thought winning does that. Winning gives you confidence, which can springboard you into the next week also. I actually have, because there's some really bad actors in our league at other schools. So you stop and think about it, though. Everything that you say will not be muffled or muzzled out. So I think that the way that you communicate with your players and maybe even with the officials needs to be a way that you know that it's a one-on-one conversation. Yeah. I don't have any idea. So yeah, they could become that. Yeah.
You mentioned health. Where are you with Doak and Marcus?
I think Doak and Dodd are fine. Marcus is, he turned it yesterday. So he'll play. I mean, but I don't think that by any stretch he's he's close to 100% right now. But I mean, him taking off isn't going to make him 100%. So, you just got to hope that he doesn't roll it again or something like that. But he's not going to feel great until a month after the season's over, probably. It's his bad one. Which ankle? The bad one. So, yeah. I would say just that whole area is an issue. Yeah.
Bill, can you have a real team down at like 7 to 9 minutes? Do you have a theory on whether high seats benefit than lower seats of fans not being
I have no theory. I haven't given that 1 second of thought till now. I will say this, in an arena where there is a potential upset and 80% or 70% of the arena is not your own fans, I think the tendency is for those fans to pull for the underdog. So, maybe if that's a home court advantage for the underdog, which I'm not saying it is, but that could be something that you may look at and say, well, I can maybe see that. But I've never given it that much thought. I honestly believe when we play away from home, Sam, you can tell when it's a really good atmosphere, but you don't tell after the ball's thrown up. You only tell before the game. So I don't know that I would feel that as much as what other people may think we would.
Got time for a couple more guys? What was the reaction of the guys when you told them that
I didn't really ask for a reaction or whatever. I think from a body language standpoint, they seemed okay, and because I explained to them why it happened and why this didn't. Nobody's picking on you. I mean, there's going to be a ton of things moving forward that's going to impact the workplace. It's going to impact everybody in some way, shape, or form in whatever their craft is or whatever they value as entertainment or whatever. So it's unfortunate, but you can't. So there's not going to be an asterisk next to it. Well, they played without fans in the record books. I mean, so you still have a chance to have a very similar type legacy. And I did tell them this: it'll be the highest rated television tournament that anybody's ever seen. So that's a positive. You can be a part of that.
Hey, so. Bill, you don't because you play the 2 exhibition games every year. You don't get a chance to play
a scrimmage.
Not that you could never anticipate a moment like it, but is that really the only opportunity to play a good opponent in an empty gym?
Probably. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe if you did a exempt tournament at a place where not a lot of fans could go to, maybe something like that. Yeah, that would probably be the only opportunity that I have, and we haven't been afforded that luxury in the past to do that. So, but you know what? You practice every day in an arena with no fans in it. It'll be a big deal, and certainly it could impact us. You could think, well, does that impact depth perception and things like that compared to, if people are in there? I don't have any idea, but I think we're trying to break it down and be too detailed on it, because it's still bottom line. It's still 10 guys out there playing at once, competing, and so that it'll still come down to who plays the best, who executes at game point, who's able to get key stops, who's able to play without fouling. I mean, those will still be the things that's will determine the winner.
Hey, it's Blair. Hey, we have a special subscription offer for SportsBeat KC listeners: unlimited digital access to the Kansas City Star's award-winning sports coverage. Sign up now for 1 year of Sports Pass for access to all the sports news, features, and columns we have to offer. And it's only $30. That's a 40% savings off our regular rate. For your convenience, your subscription will automatically renew after the initial term at $50 unless you tell us to cancel. A lot of subscription services won't tell you that. They'll just sneak it on there. We just told you. Your subscription helps support the sports coverage of kansascity.com and the Kansas City Star. Please visit kansascity.com/SportsBeatKC offer to get this special offer. And As always, thanks for listening.
With a lot of decisions. We are announcing today that beginning with tomorrow's tournament games, we will be implementing limited access. What that means for our teams is they'll have access to 125 tickets. They'll be ticketed game by game, and we'll clear the venue after each game. Our athletic directors have decided that the tickets would go to guests of student athletes and staff members, and that we do not plan to have pep bands, cheerleaders, or dance teams as part of the group that's in. So it's the attempt is to absolutely minimize the number of people that are here, but still to find a way to conduct the events and actually get the opportunity to play the games. We have done this in consultation with a number of different entities. Among them, our conference board of directors have voted unanimously to implement this process. We also have been advised by the KU Medical Center emergency response team, the CDC, public health officials, City of Kansas City, and also the Sports Commission. And so obviously we don't do this lightly. I think it's, we are blessed to have the best basketball tournament in all of college basketball, and to have to take these steps is painful for everyone that's involved, but these are unusual times, and so we have taken the steps that we think are appropriate. Some of it was at the leadership of the NCAA, but I want to reiterate that I've been on the phone with my A5 colleagues 3 times today already, and I think you'll see that most of them are doing likewise. So.
Hey, a huge thanks to our producers who worked overtime to get out this additional podcast. Savannah Smith, Derek Donovan, Beth Welsh, Randy Mason, Jeff Rosen, and Chris Fickett. We'll be back on Thursday with another episode of SportsBeat KC, where we talk sports in Kansas City every day.